Gillian, thank you. The stage.
Hello, Jeunesse family. How are we? Cool. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to be here and represent Direct Selling Australia. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that today. And what a great morning so far. Your Chief Visionary Officer, Scott, didn't he set the frame for an incredible 2021? And just listening, you've got one shot at this. And I was listening intently to that presentation. And the last one, I was very inspired, even though I didn't understand everything. I do believe that you are in the right place at the right time. So what I want to do today is tell you just a little bit about Direct Selling Australia and how Jeunesse fits into that family and that community. And I see direct selling as a community. So I represent Direct Selling Australia. We are the peak body for direct selling here in Australia. And we're part of the World Federation, which means that in each and every countries in which Jeunesse operates, and I know you're in, was it 120 countries? Is that right? Did I hear that this morning? That there will be a DSA in most of those. And we are all part of a world body. And what we do for each and every one of you is we represent you at government level. Our job, our vision, is to promote and protect the industry. And we do that in Australia by working with government and to ensure that the regulations remain in place for us to run a business. We ensure that other people understand what it is that each and every one of you do. And we are governed by a constitution and a code of practice. And what that does is, well, let me jump back. Jeunesse are members of Direct Selling Australia, and my understanding is Jeunesse are members of every direct selling association around the world. So that's huge kudos to Jeunesse, because it's not always guaranteed that you will be a member. So when Jeunesse opened here, they applied to join Direct Selling Australia. And when any member company applies to join us, it's not just fill in a form and send a check. It's not like that. They apply and then they go through a very strict due diligence process. What does that mean? We have in-house and external lawyers who then review every single thing that happens in Jeunesse. We also stalk you on the internet. We do a social media scan. We look at what you're doing out in the field. Because when you join us, it's really, really the most important thing is reputation. You heard this morning about being the best you can be. If every single one of you and us protect our reputation, together we're much better. We're bigger, we're stronger family. So what we do is our job is to protect the reputation of the industry. And so we go through all of your paperwork to make sure it complies with all of the Australian consumer law and the Therapeutics Goods Administration, the TGA. We make sure that everything is in place from the company's perspective. And what that does, it protects each and every one of you. So when you join a business that you know is a member of direct selling, you know that they're an ethical and honest business. And what it does is show regulators, when they look at our website and they look at the list of members, they know those companies that are ethical and honest and growing in a great way in Australia. So each and every one of you, because Jeunesse is a member of us and signs up every single year, it's not like you become a member and then you're always a member. Every year, Jeunesse, Rachel and the team have to recommit to being a member, and they have to recommit to adhering to this code of practice. This is downloadable on our website, and each and every one of you is covered by this. This means you have protections under the code of practice. But more importantly, it means you can hold your head up high and say, Jeunesse are members of Direct Selling Australia. So when you offer the business opportunity and the product to consumers, to people who don't know, you can use this as a credibility piece. Because not everybody who runs a direct selling business is a member or gets approved. So this is a really valuable piece of information that you can use to grow your Jeunesse business. And to say, you just go to Direct Selling Australia, you'll find it. But make sure you put in Direct Selling Australia, because if you put in DSA, you'll come up with a disability association. So don't do that. It's a great association, but it's not us. So just Google directsellingaustralia.org.au and you can download this and use it, because it gives you added credibility and protections. Now, I'm not going to spend too long on these statistics, and you'll go, oh, hang on a minute. Please don't take photos of these statistics because they're old. You'll see it says 2019. And for that, I apologize. What we do as a global industry, we've just completed our survey. So the World Federation give us these statistics, but they're not available yet for 2020. So I apologize that I can't give you the up-to-date statistics. But you'll see, and I'm going to show you something that will prove that these numbers in 2020, the year that was, have risen. And you will see, when I come back and do the next conference, maybe in 6 months' time, for you, you will see all these numbers have grown. But what I want to show you today is this slide. And I'm going to take a moment here, because even Rachel has not seen this slide. Even my board, and I report directly to the DSA board, have not seen these numbers. I literally got these numbers this week. You are the very, very first people to see these numbers. Whoa. So please don't tell the DSA board, because I might lose my job. So we're very excited to have received these. We do an industry survey, and you will see that in 2020, our industry, our membership in Australia grew by an incredible 11%. Round of applause, because each and every one of you contributed to that number. So our members, direct selling members, of which you are one, contribute 1.4 billion to the Australian economy. So I'm hoping that you're sitting a little bit taller and a little bit straighter, because you should be incredibly proud of what we did last year as an industry. 11% growth. That's incredible with the year that it was. And I know we hear people saying about, oh, 2020. Oh, 2020. COVID. I have to say, in our industry, it was a silver lining. It was amazing. And we heard this morning the story of personal and professional and being the best you can be. Our industry, if I'm honest, wasn't the best it could be in 2019. It was getting a bit staid. It was getting a little bit old school. What we saw in 2020, both in Australia and globally, is we saw an industry that transformed itself overnight. We saw an industry that is now so sustainable, it will last 100 years to come. And we will have COVID to thank for that. Because this momentum, and I cannot believe that Rachel opened with the swinging set. I'm like, wow, yes, that's momentum. Because once you've got that momentum, we will keep this going. Because this now is such a little secret that is just going to pop out. Can you believe that the number of people joining a direct selling company last year was up 15.7%? 90,000 new independent salespeople like yourself. Where were you? Were you wallowing a little bit in COVID? Or were you out there growing your business and being incredible? Because we were in the right place at the right time last year. We had an online business platform. Our businesses pivoted within 5 minutes. Our corporations were incredible. Everybody just said, right, that's it. And in fact, this is the week that I called it at the DSA last year. This week, I had my whole team. I went in on a Thursday and said, I want everybody out of the building today. We're leaving and we're not coming back. I was like, what do you mean? I said, no, we're all going to work remotely. Exactly 12 months ago today. Our corporations that support each and every one of you transformed, pivoted. I know that's a used word, but what it's done is produce the most incredible results. In a 9-month window, our industry grew by 11%, and we have 15% growth in the number of people within the industry. And it is the end of International Women's Week or International Women's Day. 3/4 of the sales field are female. So there's no gender issue. Well, maybe there is a gender issue, but on the other side in our industry. But it's very much because of the products. And 52% of people doing direct selling are aged between 35 and 54. So if I was going out and doing what you do and looking for people to join my business, I'd be looking for a female who is aged between 35 and 54, because she's the demographic that's going to join our business, the highest one. So you should be very proud of the company that you are aligned to. And obviously, Jeunesse are in the wellness sector, and that contributes 41% of our industry. So having just listened to that incredible scientific presentation that you've just had, you so are in the right place at the right time. That you should be so excited. It's definitely time for the glass half full and to drop whatever went on last year and to go, oh my goodness, thank goodness I wasn't an air hostess last year. You know, you have a business opportunity, not only that you can grow here in Sydney, across Australia, but you are contributing globally. You can grow your business globally. And it doesn't matter whether you get on a plane or not. I know we're all dying to get on a plane. I am. I'm really quite excited about flying anywhere right now. I'm like, yes, anywhere. I don't really care. But you don't need to do that to grow your business. You are in one of the most booming industries of direct selling. You're in the booming industry of health and wellness. And what more? It's like a marriage made in heaven. And as I say, our industry now is going to move forward at I don't think the swing's going to be big enough with the momentum that we're seeing now come out of this industry. Many of our companies have preferred customer programs, and what I wanted to show you here is that over 2 million Australians are registered with our companies in direct selling as customers. Over 2 million. I mean, you have a 25 million population. That's a huge number of people who interact with direct selling. So again, you should feel very proud of what you are part of here. You're part of something much bigger than just the Jeunesse family. You're part of a community of people who think like you, who act like you, and who want to grow their businesses online. And there are many, many opportunities now for people who are. I was on a call last week with the Australian Tax Office. It sounds a bit boring, but actually it was really exciting to listen to the Deputy Commissioner of the Tax Office saying, the world changed last year. We're going to have to change the way we do tax. Everybody's looking for, and this was the key, people are looking for a portfolio career. What that means is, no longer are people doing what I do and work for one organization, you know, each week, every week. What the rising generations are looking for is 3 ways to earn income. They might do a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of the other. And the tax office are now saying we're going to have to tax people differently because they're looking for portfolio careers. And one of those is what you offer. The opportunity to earn a little bit of extra money. That's why most people come into direct selling. Don't get sidetracked. And maybe, you know, when I came into direct selling, and I think you heard in my bio, I joined a direct selling company in 1993. All I wanted to do was earn a bit of extra money. I wanted a year off from my career in teaching to raise my family, and I just wanted some extra money. 25 plus years later, I'm still here. I didn't come in for the big dream, and I don't believe people do. I think people come in because of the incredible products that our channel offers and to earn an extra $100, $200 a week, or even get their products for free. But then they get addicted to the entrepreneurialism of it. They realize that they can get their product for free, and then they realize they can pay I always used to train my team is, as long as you come in and you can pay one bill a month, that's what I'll help you do. Now, if I asked each and every one of you, what one bill a month do you want to pay? What would you say? Your product. You just want to be able to pay your product. Great. I bet if I asked you what one bill a month would be a bigger dream. What one bill a month? A power bill. Yeah, it's a big one, isn't it? I thought you were going to say your mortgage on the, Everybody has a different thing in their head. One bill a month might be $50 for my mobile phone bill. But it might be $2,000 for my mortgage repayments. You don't know. But when you offer that opportunity to do that, everybody can achieve that. Even if it is free products, $50 a week for my mobile phone bill, or $2,000 for my mortgage, or to replace my income. But nobody comes in knowing that that's going to be easy. So again, one of the things that we're very particular about in the code of practice is do not be misleading or deceptive. Do not tell people that they're going to do something that you can't back up. Don't be misleading and deceptive about income claims. There's a massive issue going on in the States right now that we're keeping a really close eye on for your behalf, and that's income claims. And I would say don't make income claims. Be real, be honest, be authentic, be true. Because you heard earlier about building lasting relationships. Because if you mislead people, you've broken that relationship because they won't trust you. And people work in business when they trust each other. And many, many people who join a direct selling business go on to earn incredible income. I did. It opened so many opportunities for me. It's amazing. And that's why I can do what I do. I'm so passionate about what this industry did for me personally. It enabled me to come and live 21 years ago in Australia because of direct selling. I was offered a job to come here. Like, wow. But would I go and join somebody into my business, say, if you join my business, you might get the opportunity to go and live in Australia? No. One, that's misleading. And two, they might not want to live in Australia. Who am I to say what they want? And that's why I come back to my one bill a month. Find out what their needs are. We heard earlier, you're here to serve. We're here to serve you, and you're here to serve your clients. So it's an incredible time to be within Australia. Another one I wanted to show you is the number of business builders last year. And what we term a business builder when we do our survey is somebody who works in their business for over 30 hours. Now, some of you in the room will be working 30 plus hours in your business. We term you as a business builder. And that grew to 17% last year, which means more people are putting more time into their business. Our part-time element decreased slightly to 35%. Part-time is 10 plus hours. So that decreased, and what that shows me is more people move from part-time to full-time in their direct selling businesses. And the other is 47% of our, and when we say ISPs, they're independent salespeople. 47% of people who come in and are just happy doing a little bit or getting their product for free and just, so half of the people in your, and what this should do is encourage you. Half of the people in your team will be just happy to tootle along. It's the 80-20 rule. So it's knowing who to work with and getting them to build and approaching your business builders and motivating them and getting them to conference. So another, I think, interesting thing for you to see is that we work, direct selling is pretty evenly split between metro and regional in where people are located. What I will tell you is I anticipate, my opinion, that is going to change. We've seen a massive transition of people moving out of cities into regional areas. You've been seeing it on the news where country towns are booming, house prices are rising because people are working flexibly. What I can tell you from personal experience, I live in a small country town about 4 hours away from here. Our country town 2 years ago had lots of houses on the market. To date, as of yesterday, there was one. People have moved out of Sydney into the regions, thinking that they'd be able to work remotely forever. Well, they can't, because they've moved out of the city, and now companies are saying, we want you back in the workforce. We want you back in the office. So what I'm seeing going on in my community, and I think it's going on around the world, is people are going, I don't want to go back and live in the big city. I'm going to find another way of earning money. This is a tremendous opportunity for you. Because running a direct selling business, you can be anywhere. And we were discussing this at staff dinner last night about, what if we want to travel? And I'm like saying to some of my team, oh, well, I want to go to Sri Lanka. My daughter lives in Sri Lanka, and I'm desperate to get out of the country and go see her. And I might just go to Sri Lanka and run the direct selling business from there. There's nothing to stop me. I've been working remotely for 9 months. I'm like, what incredible opportunities we have. I just don't think you know how exciting it is to be right here, right now. There's a lot of faces, Rachel. They're all quite subdued. I'm not sure. They're not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm getting through. It's an exciting time. And the other thing that you should be proud of is how much the direct selling community donated to charity last year. What incredible donations, both monetary and product donations to Australian charities. It makes me so proud. And I know that Jeunesse does an incredible program with Jeunesse Kids and Sharing the Dignity, because I've been privileged to see some of the things that are coming through and chatting to Rachel about some of the grants and scholarships. What an incredible company you are aligned to. That they're so generous in what they give back. And again, on a global level or domestic level, we're an organization that gives back. We're here to serve people. And that's serving some of the most vulnerable in our community. How proud should you be to be aligned with Jeunesse and the direct selling community? I'm just going to quickly share some New Zealand statistics. I know that we don't have anybody from New Zealand because of the nature of what we're doing at the moment, but some of you will have downline in New Zealand. And we've seen growth also. I can't give you the percentages because I literally only got the New Zealand figures yesterday, and my thanks to Rachel and Louise who sort of uploaded the slides really quickly. But they've grown, I can tell you. So the New Zealand retail sales have gone up to 213 million. And all of the ISP numbers, multi-level party plan, and they have a big door-to-door element in New Zealand that we don't have in Australia. All of them have grown. It's an incredible time. So New Zealand are feeling very proud. They have a smaller nutritional product portfolio in nutrition. They're slightly lower than us because they have a bigger door-to-door element within the New Zealand community. It's obviously easier to go around and drop off the brochures like used to happen in Australia. They just still have a large number of that. So nutritional is how they do it, their health and well-being. It's slightly lower than ours, but that's just because, as I say, they've got a bigger door-to-door element. And they have 83 independent salespeople. I think that was 79,000 last year, so that has grown. And again, 71% female in New Zealand. So for those of you who've got New Zealand downlines, we can share that with them too. But these are just some of the headlines we saw last year about our incredible channel. A company that I'm sure you've all heard of, Tupperware, has absolutely transformed last year. And that's part of the direct selling community. And multi-level has just had an incredible surge. We are thriving as an industry. And this is a slide that you should all be very proud of. Look at the growth in 2020. I don't know. Can you see the company? Yeah, thank you. This is my most engaged distributor on the front here. What's your name? Rebecca's awesome. She's smiling and clapping. Rebecca, I'll have you in the front of any audience. Thank you so much. So it's an incredible time to be in the industry. You should be very proud of where you are. And I think on that note, I will bring this to a close, because what I want to do is enable you to have time with your other speakers. But if my job is to promote and protect the industry here in Australia, then I think that's your job too. I think as a team, we can work in promoting and protecting the industry. Each and every one of you needs to be out there promoting what an incredible time it is to be in the direct selling community. What incredible products you have. That AM and PM looked amazing. I definitely have got to do something about my stem cells. I'm just not quite sure what. But you have got incredible technology, and you should be promoting that. You've got an incredible opportunity. But you've also got to protect your business, Jeunesse's business, and the global community of direct selling. And that's by running a very ethical and honest business. Being true to people, being authentic, building those relationships that we heard about this morning. And being, being the best person you can be. Because if you do that, you are building our reputation. And each one of us is responsible for that. So thanks for allowing me to share the time with you. I wish you all the very best. Right here, right now. Think about silver linings. 2021 and beyond is an incredible time to be sitting in the seat that you're in. So thanks for joining me.